All right, welcome to how to build your Juggernaut. We're going to salvage some cards from the junk pile. We're going to build our Juggernaut. So first, let's see what we're going to salvage from these cards up here in the junk pile. So these are what the cards look like when you draw the power cards. They're multi-use cards. They have 4 different uses. One is as arms, and they have a base metal amount, this one, of 1, but wherever the base metal isn't the number in the middle. And it has an upgrade amount of these numbers in the corners. So you could use this either way in your Juggernaut. So for instance, you could build the arms here or here. So that's the arms. This one, particular one, has a base metal of 1 and a upgrade metal of 3. Can also be used as legs. Again, has a base metal of 1, upgrade metal of 3. And in addition to using it as legs or arms, if you keep it in your hand to use during combat, it can be used for this amplify effect. This one in particular is Mage Stone Alchemy. And finally, you can use it as a potion. Let's say you need potions for combat to dispel or overpower an action. You have some potions in your hand also. So those are the cards we're going to be looking for in the junk pile. So when it is your turn, we're going to just play here real quick as Saffron. When it is your turn, you're going to be taking 6 cards from the junk pile. So I'll just take 6 here. You can take any that you can essentially touch with your finger, whether they're face down or face up. So I'm going to take this one and this one. And I'm mainly looking for cards that will be the most powerful, have the highest numbers. But I also want to keep in mind that I want to match my Mageneer has their own element, their own affinity of fire. So if I match cards, if I have cards that have a fire affinity also, when I build, something special will happen. We'll get to that in a second. So we have 2 cards. Let's take 3, and I'll take 4, 5. Not getting many fire. And 6. All right, so we got some really good cards here. So I placed the cards we got from our hand, the 6 cards, down. We can decide to get rid of up to 3 of them. I like these higher power ones, especially this one that matches my Saffron's element. So we'll get rid of this wind one that's sort of low power, and this green one that's low power. So we're going to put those out by the junk pile, keep these in our hands, and now we're going to go to our second salvage run.
Card.
Now, since we set this up for a 3-player game previously, there's a lot more cards. Normally, after each player has taken their cards, there'll be nothing left of the junk pile. So I got rid of the extra cards. We're going to mulligan or get rid of these 2 cards from our hand. So they're going to go back into the draw deck. We're just going to shuffle these again. Just shuffle these real quick. Of course, you might want to shuffle them more thoroughly if you're actually playing. All right, so now after we've shuffled these cards, we're going to deal out the same number that we just mulliganed. So then we'll put these out face up. 1, 2. We got another fire card. Fantastic. So we'll put these back in the draw pile, and we have to take these 2 cards. And again, if we are playing multiplayer, the last person to have taken cards in the first salvage round would get to pick first in the second salvage round. So now we have a new hand of a 1, 2, and I'll reference these cards as their base metal, then their upgrade metal. So 1, 2, a fire, a 3, 6 wind, a 2, 4 wind, a 5, 10 water, a 4, 8 earth, and a 4, 8 fire. So now we're going to figure out how we're going to build with these. So when we build, we're going to do this a couple different ways to show you what's a valid and invalid build. So we're going to build. To start with these 4 cards, we're going to save my 2 fire cards for other examples. But let's say that we're just building with these 4 cards. The main thing we want to focus on is making sure the left arm doesn't have more metal in it than the left leg. They can be equal, but the arms can't have more metal than its corresponding legs. So for instance, let's say we build with this card first for the leg. Its base metal is 3. So we're going to put a metal cube in the 3 spot of the left leg track. And if we build with this as its arm, the 2, 4, it also will start at the base metal of 2. And so the cube for metal will go in the 2 spot of the left arm track. All right, great. Let's keep on building. Since we can't have, let's say this is like, can be really powerful. We can upgrade this really high. We want this to be our arm. So we'll put that in that spot. All right. We'll put our cube on the 5 because it starts with a base metal of 5. And then this leg, we're going to put as our leg, and now have a base metal of 4. We just noticed something. This leg 4 is less than this arm, so we can't do that. We have a lopsided or a juggernaut whose arm outweighs its legs, so we have to flip these around. So no big deal. We can just change these cards so now the leg has the 5 metal and the arm has the 4 metal, just like so. And so we just switch these two to have the arm have 4 and the leg have 5. Fantastic. Now, something that isn't in the rules, so you get a special treat here, is if you look at the words on each of these limbs, you will be able to generate a name, a certain call sign, you might say, for your Juggernaut. So this one, even though the main body is chonk, this chonk is a breeze grade. So you look at these 2 words on the arms, a breeze grade, and then Ghost Leviathan. So that's a pretty cool certain name that will be pretty much unique every game. And as you change limbs, it'll also change over the course of the game. But this would be a valid build. Again, if these 2 are flipped, it'd be invalid. Now, what happens if we build with a limb that matches our Imagineer? Well, let's see. Let's say we change out this limb and we use this 4 card as the leg. Now, typically, if we were just going with the base metal, it would be at the 4. But because the element for this leg matches our Imagineer, we get to use the upgrade amount immediately. So instead of 4, this will start at 8. Now, that's fantastic. However, this does cause some problems when we use these in the arm spot. So let's look at that now. Let's pretend we put this leg back where we had it, and let's say we wanted to put this arm, this as the arm on the right side. So I take off this card, put this one here. Now normally this 4, that's fine, it's higher than the 5, that's no problem, these stay the same. However, because this would always upgrade to its maximum of 8, we're way over budget for this 5. Now, over the course of the game, if you had upgraded this leg to be to its maximum 10 and then put this arm in, that would be fine. But at the start, when we just take the limbs out of the junkyard, you don't have that opportunity. So this would be an invalid build. And in fact, you could then do something like this, where this would be the legs on the right side, and this could be your arms on the right side. So this then would go to the 5 spot, and this would go to the 8 spot. The only problem with that is you could never upgrade this arm past all the way to its 10 maximum. You could only ever upgrade it to 8 because that is the limit of this leg's upgrade. So that is how to build your Juggernaut from just a build that has no cards that match your Imagineer and ones that do match your Imagineer. Hopefully that was helpful to you. And until next time, remember, I'm not the warlord. Godspeed, Imagineers.